Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today's update video is just talking about everything that's been going on, what's been happening, and current things that you may have missed that I sent over to you via email. So that's pretty much what we're here to talk about. Okay, sorry about that. I kind of just moved my seat because I was getting a little bit uncomfortable sitting there. But pretty much the big news is that I'm going to be sending you guys a sample of my book. For all of you who are subscribed as an ARC reader or just subscribe to my newsletter in general, you will receive a free sample of my book, not the ARC review. ARC review is coming later. That's coming end of August. What you will be receiving is the prologue, the map, and the first 8 chapters of my book, which is going to be really cool. I just want to do this so that way you guys can get a good idea to see if this rocks with you, and if it doesn't rock with you, you can bounce off very quickly. And these 8 chapters, I was thinking about only doing the first 4 chapters originally, but I decided to release all 8 because there's so many big things that happen, and I think you guys are really going to like that. So pretty much you have the prologue, then you have part 1. Part 1 is going to be focused on the first 4 chapters, which is with Matthew Peregrine. That's who you're going to be spending time with. And then you move on to part 2 immediately. Part 1 is the shortest part. The other parts just continue to get like super long. I think part 2 is probably the longest. After part 1, you're going to get chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8, which are in part 2. And there's about 16 chapters in part 2. So again, you're only getting a few chapters in part 2. But as we move into part 2, you're going to be introduced to Aurora Darkmoor and her chapter. You're also going to be introduced, then you're going back to Matthew in the Chambers of Maelor, and then you're going to go to Torm Orwin and his POV with the chapter called Marriott's Shop, and then you're going to go to chapter 8, which is called The Black Knight, who you're going to be spending time with the Black Knight. And that's going to be the last chapter, and then it's going to say, end of sample, thank you for reading, right? And this will be available for those readers who aren't subscribed to the newsletter. I'll be putting out my link tree later on in the next coming of months for those who want to read, of course. But you guys obviously get free access, early access, because you're subscribed to my newsletter, and that wouldn't be fair to you guys if I just released it for everyone. But for other additional news, so that's pretty much what's going on. That'll be being released in the next couple of weeks, the sample for all of you. So be prepared, make sure to look out for your emails. And this digital version, you'll be able to download this for free. I mean, you'll be able to download the PDF so you guys can read it, or you can read it off the link I sent you. Either one works. Again, you get it for free. But pretty much what's been going on, so I just finished my 19th draft. Been editing it like crazy. I actually just printed out a hard copy of the book and a paperback. Again, I'm just formatting things for the cover. So the cover, there's a lot of things to work on. I mean, the cover's great. It's just more formatting, make sure things don't get cut off when they're trimming the book. But I'll be releasing the second map. I have a whole time-lapse video for that as well. That'll be coming out in August, right around the cover reveal for the book. I think you guys are going to like it. I think, again, if you like dark epic fantasies, if you like anime pacing or plots, like you just want the plot to keep moving forward, you don't like where things drag out and it feels like a day in the life of the characters, and you're looking for, good versus evil, angels and demons, all of that good jazz, and a world that's building to something crazy. Obviously, my story is building towards the war eternal. That's what it is. But if you're looking for things that are moving in the background, there's multiple things just moving around, kind of like Malazan. I'm telling you, you're going to really have a joyride with my story. It's more simpler than Malazan, obviously. I don't want to, toot my own horn too loud, It's not as complex as Steven Erickson's and Ian's, world. They did something much crazier than I did. But I will say, as the series goes on, it's going to be more complex. I would say this first book is a great introduction for those who are trying to get into my world. But anyways, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or concerns, or you're trying to figure out how everything works, and if you just need help with things, just please let me know. I want to make sure you guys can get this sample. I also want to make sure that, you guys are having the easiest experience possible, because that's the last thing I want is you guys to have barriers where it's like, hey, I can't even get my copy. I can't even get my ARC copy. So if you have any questions, you want to know about scheduling, please let me know. I will respond as soon as possible when I get the chance. And if you could, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It does help push this out to other people and helps the channel. And going forward, I'm going to be trying to just talk about my journey behind the scenes. I'll try to do some vlogs. I think it'd be fun to do a vlog showing a day in my life. And also, for those who are trying to write their own book, I'll probably do a video talking about that, because, again, I've learned a lot in these last 2 years, and it's kind of crazy. People just aren't aware of what goes into writing a book. A lot of people think it's something you just write overnight, and it's just not true. It takes weeks, months, years, and it's just, it took me 2 years to write my story, but it was 5 years in total of just creating the world in general and figuring out how to put that on paper. Like, you have it in your mind, you know exactly how it is, but sometimes you don't translate that into writing, you know? It's kind of like, you know what to say in your mind, and then when you say it, your tongue twists, and you're like, right? It's the same thing with writing, in my opinion. So it takes practice, it takes a lot of time and patience, lots of patience. I didn't think it would take as long as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a lot shorter in time, but when it comes to writing, and especially when you're editing your own book, it's a long process. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you again. Sorry for holding you up so long, and see you next time.